The story follows a blacksmith who sells his handmade ironware, such as shields, armors, and swords, and earns a lot of money from it. He sells his weapons to the kingdom of Cairo during a time of endless wars. After the war ends, he is rewarded with the position of Moron in the kingdom. Years later, he becomes the owner of the land, and the story moves on to focus on his son, Roman. As Roman listens to this story from an old man, his servant becomes confused as to why he is listening to his own story, as everyone in the kingdom already knows it. The story then shifts to a few hours earlier, when the old man informs Roman that he is the eldest son of the Dmitri family and that the kingdom of Cairo is located on the Salamander continent. Roman also learns that the world called Moron does not exist in this world. His servant believes Roman is acting strange due to drug use, as he assumes that is what wealthy kids do. He reminds Roman that his fiancée, the lady of the Lawrence family, may be visiting soon and urges him to show more manners and elegance. However, Roman orders his servant to bring him the eldest living person in the land, as understanding this land is more important to him than seeing his fiancée. The servant follows Roman's orders and brings him the eldest living person in the kingdom. Roman thanks him and tells him he will be rewarded later. Our protagonist soon discovers that in this world, his name is Roman Dmitri, but according to him, he should be Baek Jung-hyuk, who lived fiercely in a world called Moron and later died peacefully. This is when Roman realizes that even after he died in his previous world, he has been reincarnated into Roman Dmitri's body and sees it as a punishment from the gods for not accepting ascension. However, their conversation is interrupted by the noise of some thugs beating a person. When the servant sees the tattoos on the thugs' arms, he recognizes them as the Blood of Fangs, a group that illegally lends money to people at high interest rates in the kingdom and nearby territories. Roman tries to stop the Blood of Fangs, but his servant, Hans, tries to stop him, warning that they pose a danger to him. Roman then asks Hans to explain the laws of the land. Hans tells him that badmouthing the owner of the land is a serious crime and punishable by death. Our protagonist then moves to punish the thugs, as they have broken the most important law in the land. The thugs do not back down and are fully prepared to fight the noble, even though they know he is not the weak Roman they thought he was. A fierce fight starts between Roman and the Blood of Fangs, but Roman easily defeats them all, as he is not the old Roman, he is Baek from Moron, the leader of the heavenly demon sect, who is much stronger than the weak Roman who killed himself in fear of being a representative of war. Later in the story, Roman, our protagonist, remembers that Baek Jung-hyuk was a fierce person who climbed to the top with his overwhelming power, massacring everyone who defied him and became the leader of the heavenly demon sect. Soon after killing the Blood of Fangs, he orders his servant, Hans, to report to the guards what happened. He then despises Roman's body as useless, as his control over ki and its flow in this body is horrible. The person he saved thanks Roman for saving him from the Blood of Fangs, but Roman clarifies that he did not kill them to save him, he simply fulfilled his duty and laws. The boy tells Roman that his family did nothing wrong, but the Blood of Fangs abducted his sisters and begs Roman to save them. He also tells Roman that looking at him reminds him of one of the 4 heavenly kings he met once. After seeing Kevin off, Roman vaguely remembers that this boy, Kevin, is strongly related to him. Soon, Lady Flora of the Lawrence family arrives at the Dimitri's palace to meet Roman. The story then moves back to a few months ago when the Lawrence family suddenly arranges Lady Flora's marriage with Roman Dmitri of the Dmitri family, as they are not in a good financial state. As Lady Flora arrives at the palace, she explains that she was supposed to marry the second son, but she can't marry him as the eldest son, Roman Dmitri, forced her to marry him instead. Since he is the moron of the Dmitri family and not suitable for her, she tells Roman that she can't marry him. But she is shocked when he accepts her denial, as he also thinks that a moron like him can't marry a princess like her and agrees to cancel the marriage. As he leaves to tell his father about the important cancellation of the marriage, Lady Flora stops him. She asks him why he wants to cancel the marriage, as she assumes he wants to marry her, but Roman, still being a Sigma and Giga Chad, leaves saying that she need not to worry as he will take all the blame of breaking the marriage. He also tells her that being a Giga Chad he won't mind getting called a divorced man. When he enters his father's room and tells him about the marriage cancellation, his father shouts at him, telling him about the importance of this marriage to the royal position of the Dmitri family. His father doesn't even believe that his son can do something like that to the blood of fangs and tells him that he won't help him further and he will be responsible for his own matters. Hearing this, Roman moves out of the room, saying he will come back only when he can handle them all by himself. As Lady Flora doesn't give Roman any respect, he decides to not give her any respect and started dissing her. He starts asking her not as a moron, but as a fierce king who is a leader, a Chad person focused on his goals. Since she is already anxious due to the engagement topic coming up, he tells her that she doesn't need to indulge any further into his decision and they should move separate paths, minding their own business. Later, Romero Dmitri is drinking too much and his wife tells him to stop. He feels guilty for his behavior towards his son Roman and tells him to save Roman. They need to ask Captain Jonathan, so Romero Dmitri calls a servant to bring Captain Jonathan to his kingdom as per his order. The next day, our protagonist is heading to the blood of fangs, but his servant, Hans, tries to stop him. He explains that they are infamous for slaughtering all of their enemies. The two of them then arrive at a restaurant and order some food. Suddenly, Roman gets up from his chair and goes off to investigate on his own, as he doesn't want to put Hans in danger. But Hans denies his statement and tries to go along with him. Roman, somehow, emotionally damages Hans and goes out for further investigation alone, leaving him behind. Later, as he moves onto the street, before anyone from the blood of fangs makes a move, he already decodes their strategy. Suddenly, one of the goons from the blood of fangs attacks him from behind. In the midst of the fight scene, Hans runs to Captain Jonathan and tells him to save young Master Roman immediately, as he is in big danger. Meanwhile, Roman one-handedly kills the attacker and grabs his knife. He then provokes other members of the blood of fangs to try and kill him. Meanwhile, Jonathan and others are laughing over Roman's stupid behavior and despise him as the weakest of the weak. But since it is the order of the king, Captain Jonathan tells the army to get ready and, with Hans, moves out to where Roman is solely fighting the blood of fangs. On the other side, the other two members of the blood of fangs, being provoked, run to their death trap. Roman kills one of them and leaves the other one. He then tortures him by stabbing a knife into his leg to get some clues out of him. Soon, he went to a bar after getting some clues of keywords used by the members of the blood of fangs. He speaks in those keywords, making everyone cautious. He doesn't want to waste a single minute as everyone charges at him. He uses his breathing technique and with his increased body status from the martial arts technique, he kills everyone in the bar single-handedly, leaving only the bartender. Soon, as Hans, his servant, and Captain Jonathan arrives at the bar with his soldiers, they are shocked that young Master Roman Dmitri is capable of doing this. One soldier then informs them that he went out for Lawrence, as before he got a clue from the bartender that the main base of the blood of fangs is in Lawrence. Thanks for watching till the end. I will continue the manhwa in the next part of this video. If you liked the video, comment down with Miss Laura and subscribe to the channel for more anime and manhwa recap videos.